Hi guys, me again. I bet you're hoping someone else, but no one else has put their hand up yet, so you're stuck with me for this video on being a team leader. Now I'm going to touch on the resources first for supporting you as being a team leader, but there is loads of experienced people at Playcentre, and so feel free just to ask someone if you need any help with anything. There's also going to be separate videos on things like excursion, end of session cleanup and things like that you can have a look at that will, I guess, shoehorn into this video. So the key information that you need is on this team leader guide. Now there is copies of this in your session folder. There is also copies just sitting loose in the session folder box. The other one that you will need to know about is this team leader guide. It is actually quite thick. And the reason behind that is it actually has play activities and Te language and all sorts of things in the back of the folder. But what you're probably most concerned about is maybe the first 10 pages, which goes into a bit more detail about what we need to do on session. So I don't expect everyone to read this, but I would expect that everyone knows it exists and it's a place to go to get more information. Okay, so this is kept in the session folder box. We're going to work through in the next 4 minutes this because I'm trying to keep it to 5 minutes. Okay. So where do we start? Before a new term begins, you or as an incoming team leader and then also the outgoing team leader need to work between two of you to organise a end of term cleanup. Now, the end of term cleanup is also a great time to do your planning for the next term. So if you want your parents to fill in any information sheets about their children before they come to the end of term cleanup so that we can use it in the planning, then you need to be organised to make sure that that goes out to everyone. So at that cleanup planning time, you're going to do your cleanup and you're also going to plan for the coming term. We would expect a term plan to be created. Now that's not detailing out every single day of what you're going to be doing, but it is capturing any birthdays, so shared morning teas that you want to do, anyone who's leaving, who's maybe going off to school, any public holidays, and then maybe placeholders for an excursion if you want to do that as well. So that kind of level things. And you might plan out in detail what you're going to do the first few weeks and then say, we're just going to see where the kids' interests take us for the rest of the term in terms of the planning. But that's the kind of level you'd expect to see on a term plan at the start of the term. You also want to make sure that your session contact list is updated so that everyone is getting emails, so is everyone on the Facebook group. Just making sure that you have those communication channels open for everybody. During every term, you need to make sure, so this is once term started, you need to make sure that a fire drill is done in week 2 and earthquake drill is done in week 3. Now, you will be told by your health and safety team if it is a full fire drill that you need to do. Now, what I mean by a full fire drill is that you actually call 111 and walk through the whole process with the fire. With the 111 emergency staff, basically. Where non-full fire drill would be you would still go through the evacuation procedure, but you wouldn't actually call 111. Now, the key thing to know and is beyond, I guess, evacuating people, taking the phone with you, taking the bollard key, taking the sign-in sheet, is also where the high-vis jacket is on the wall. There's these little red signs that are laminated, and it has all the details about our centre location. Now, you want to grab one of those because if you actually had an emergency or you have to call the 111, this details all the questions that you're going to be asked and all the information so that you don't have to kind of go, oh no, I can't remember what the address is. So you make sure you grab that off the wall. That's something kind of, I guess, I think is probably one of the most frequently unknown or forgotten things. But don't worry, if you're asked to do one of those, the whole team will help support you through that. The other things that in the term you need to be responsible for is if there is any child who is leaving, is helping to organise their certificate and leaving gift. Now, the key things now is it's the certificates and there's a book and pencil case, and all of it is in a box on the top shelf of the office bookcase. Now, if you haven't done it before, just ask someone around you, okay? And there should be plenty of books in there. The child librarian keeps it well stocked. On every session, you should contact your duty team in advance and let them know what's up for the day, what you've got planned, whether they need to bring anything, and like, swimwear for the water slides, things like that. And then you need to make sure that each session is safe. So has the hazard check been done? Is there someone with first aid? And is there an experienced Playcentre person? So either a C3, C4, someone with the appropriate qualifications. The other big responsibility for a team leader is visitors. So you could nominate someone in your team who looks after visitors, just like you could nominate, who takes laundry home each week. You might have who nominates visitors. Now I'm going to do a little video on visitors and what that means, but making sure that if someone is having their first ever visit to Playcentre, that they are getting a first day Otumoetai Playcentre sheet, which they can then potentially put in their portfolio once they actually join. It's really, really important. Towards the end of the session, you're going to need to make sure that you lead an evaluation, which the end of session evaluation, so discussing what you did on that day and filling in the forms. All of it should be in your session folder. So information that you need will either be in this team leader kit, or forms should all be sitting in the session folder. If you pull out and there's only one left, just run some more through the photocopier. Now, it says here the team leader needs to be either the last person leaving or double check that someone else is confident to lock up. And that's basically, you don't want to have like a new person there by themselves at the end of session, not knowing what they're doing, and being responsible for locking up the centre, because it will be absolutely terrible. They're never going to want to come back. So basically just making sure that that is taken care of. So looking around, is everything clean and tidy? And then you start the cycle again at the end of the term. You organise the end of term cleanup, and either a new team leader steps up and they also help to organise that and the planning session, or you help to do that as well. So one additional part of the team leader role, which will be rolling out from term 1 2019, is a buddy system. Now basically it doesn't mean that our team leader is going to be training all the new members, but what we are asking is that the team leaders organise a more experienced member to buddy up with a new member. Now, I know this can sound a bit intimidating, but there'll be a checklist to work through, and it's not designed to be covered in 1 or 2 weeks. It's designed to be covered over maybe even the first couple of terms at Playcentre, and it's just really trying to fill some of those knowledge gaps. Now, you might find as team leader that you talk to some of your other members on the team who have actually been at Playcentre for a while. Get them to look at what is on the checklist, and if there are things that they don't feel comfortable in, it may be that you also need to buddy up some people just to get them through some of the aspects of the checklist that they're not certain on. We're well aware that we've had so many new members in the last year, and we haven't had enough experienced members to make sure that everyone's been upskilled. So this is really trying to, I guess, fill in that gap, and hopefully we can capture some of the knowledge of the experienced people, but also make sure that new members feel supported in their process. I hope that covers the key points of the team leader job. If you have any questions though, feel free to ask everyone. As I say, the team leader isn't about doing everything. It's just trying to help make sure that everything gets done. Thanks, guys.